Hello my fellow gamer, it's Griffin here and welcome to another PoE2 video. Today I wanted to share with you my minion Infernalist character progression so far and the overall impression of leveling it up to 89, but more importantly, is it fun to play? We've defeated the Trial Master for the last 2 Ascendency points and we're doing T15 maps comfortably. If you're planning to start a new character and you're looking to try a minion build, then I highly recommend it. Now let's dive in. Playstyle. The playstyle is very fun, safer compared to a melee playstyle, enjoyable and more relaxed. The skeletons will absorb a lot of hits throughout the character's progression, and this is one of the reasons this build is safer to play and has a more comfortable playstyle because it's more forgiving with a larger window for error. We can move around more, reposition, move back behind skeleton's line, have time to cast other spells or curses while the minions are doing all the damage. It feels effective, powerful, and although it's slower than other builds like the Ice Monk for example, that deletes screens of enemies with one shot, the Infernalist Minion build does consistent and reliable damage. Leveling up. Early leveling up process is quite a breeze. We can use Ice Nova, Flame Wall, Unearth, Frost Bomb, Spark until we unlock the Spirit Gem later in Act 1 to gain access to Raging Spirits. They are going to be one of the main source of damage alongside Skeleton Arsonists. We can also invest a bit of currency at the beginning to make the leveling up process much smoother. The Enfolding Dawn body armor gives 100 spirit and we can use it starting with level 1. The Oaksworn shield has plus 50 to spirit and can be used starting with level 7. If we'll buy any Rattling Scepter, will give us another 100 spirit, therefore, in the first few levels of the game we can have 200 spirit and 250 at level 7, that will allow us to get a bunch of skeleton snipers or skeleton arsonists, and with proper support gems we can crush Act 1 and have a fast, solid progression in Act 2. Just remember to upgrade the gems as often as possible for more damage and more resilient minions. Now let's talk about the build's weakness. As previously mentioned, feels a bit slower than other builds. In certain map layouts, with the narrow corridors or stairs, minions can get stuck and our character may get separated, being exposed to damage without the support of the minions. Yes, we can move far enough for the minions to respawn, but in these extra seconds our character can be overwhelmed by monsters and can die. Items. A scepter with a lot of spirit and plus X amount to all minion skills is an item we should aim for. On high level scepters with high tier rolls we can get max plus 5 to all minion skills, but at the beginning we may be able to find plus 1 or plus 2 to all minion skills and ally in your presence deal extra amount of damage. This would represent a massive boost in damage for our minion army right at the beginning. During our playthrough we can find or buy a helm that has plus 2 to all minion skills and also an amulet with maximum plus 3 to all minion skills. This amulet I'm using, I crafted and I got plus 2 to all minion skills and it is great for damage. But yes, there is room for improvement for one with plus 3 to all minion skills. Defenses. Investing in energy shield nodes is a fantastic idea. There are some key energy shield nodes that are definitely worth taking and will massively increase the maximum energy shield value. We can use an amulet like this that would be a fantastic choice even towards the early to mid endgame, but eventually I had to replace it with an amulet that gave plus 2 to all minion skills, also spirit and resistances. The body armor with a good amount of energy shield and spirit is an excellent choice. This one I also crafted, but you can find a similar one on trade and shouldn't be that expensive. We want to make sure that the boots have at least 20 movement speed and obviously 25 or 30 would be even better. Although playable without having the resistances capped during the campaign and even early endgame progression, starting around yellow maps we'll need to find a way to max out our resistances because some mods on these enemies can be quite nutty and they can pack a serious punch. The Oaksworn shield gives our character a much needed chaos resistance, and although we are not maxed out the chaos resistance, it is important to increase it as much as we can. Also, investing into block chance nodes, more about that in a skill tree section, it is crucial for additional solid defensive layers. This character has plus 76 to max resistances because of this node. Skill tree. I started taking all these minion nodes at the start and then selected these energy shield nodes and then more minion nodes like Living Death. I traveled to the right side and selected more minion nodes like Necrotized Flesh and then Relentless Fallen for much needed minion movement speed. I went back and picked up Insightfulness and Melding for more energy shield, and then I traveled to the left side and picked up more minion nodes like Growing Swarm and Crystalline Flesh. From here, I traveled a bit north and picked up the more energy shield nodes, and then straight for the minion reservation node, Lord of Horrors. This is essential as will allow us to add more minions to our build. Enhanced Barrier gives our character +1 to maximum elemental resistances and even more maximum energy shield. After that, I traveled to the right and picked up Ingenuity for more intelligence that is required for higher level minion gems, and also Patient Barrier for a colossal increase in energy shield. After that, I traveled to the left and picked up these nodes for more life, resistances and damage for minions, and a bit later I picked up these block chance nodes that will play a crucial role regarding defenses in high tier maps and endgame content. From around level 80 to 89 I picked up these additional minion nodes for more damage and resistances for minions. And for the next few levels I plan to get these crit nodes to maximize minion damage. Skills, support and spirit gems. Skeleton Arsonists and Raging Spirits are the main source of damage, and through the support gems displayed on screen, we'll try to maximize their damage as much as we can. Skeleton Storm Mages are here for support to shock enemies and bosses for more damage taken. Skeleton Clerics will heal or revive our minions. The Infernal Hound will ignite and create fire exposure, while Flammability Curse significantly lowers enemies' resistances to fire for increased fire damage taken. Pain Offering massively increases the damage of our minions for a short time, and Flame Wall is there to trigger Raging Spirits and any projectiles fired by our minions that would go through the flaming wall will do more damage. Grim Feast is here for an additional defensive layer because we can pick up Grim Remnants dropped by defeated enemies, and in doing so we can double our energy shield maximum value. Detonate Dead is not needed, but it is a nice addition to the build. Ascendency. We start as a witch and we select the Infernalist Ascendency. We select the Loyal Hellhound after completing our first Ascendency trial, and then Altered Flesh. For the third trial I prefer to select Bedat's Hand first for more energy shield, and then Bedat's Will for more spirit, but feel free to choose the one that best suits your playstyle. Conclusion. There is a very good synergy between all these skills that results in a fun and enjoyable playstyle that feels reliable and inspire confidence in tackling high content due to its consistent damage. Now, is it a good bossing build? Yes, feels very efficient and I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5. Is it a good mapping build? Yes, although slow compared to some other builds like the Ice Monk, and for mapping I think a fair score would be 3.5 out of 5. It is fun to play, absolutely, and I had a blast playing it, 5 out of 5. Can we play it with under 1 divine investment until we reach tier 15 maps? Yes, although we can invest in the build quite a lot to make it go through the roof regarding performance, this character has probably 100 to 120 exalts invested into it. It is a great playstyle, enjoyable and fun. I highly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. Feel free to give it a like and don't forget to subscribe as we will cover PoE 2 extensively on this channel. If you have any questions, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. All the best. Bye.